Hey viewers, welcome to Wes's Corner. Today we are going to be discussing the skilled labor myth. What do I mean by that? Well, for many years, it's been said that skilled labor is more valuable than unskilled labor. I think that's bullshit. And let me tell you why. Because the idea of skilled labor versus unskilled labor is a myth. All labor, any job that you do, requires a certain degree of skill. Whether that be flipping burgers, taking phone calls at a call center, being a delivery driver. That has been traditionally considered unskilled, meaning that those are the types of jobs that you do not need to learn a trade for or get a college degree for certification. So, by default, that means that work is worth less. And I don't agree with that. Because if you're working fast food, you still need to learn the skills. If you're not careful with the fryer, you could burn yourself. If you're not good with attention to detail, you could make a mistake in an order. If you don't have customer service skills, if you don't have empathy, you can't really take phone calls very well and understand the caller's situation. If you are a poor driver, you shouldn't be delivering food or other products. So there are still skills involved. Even if you didn't go to school or learn a trade to gain those skills, the job you're doing is still considered skilled labor. Now, traditionally, skilled labor has meant something like being an electrician, machine worker, carpenter, or something like being a police officer, law enforcement, a judge in a court. Something that you have to pursue after your initial 12 years of education here in the United States. But who is to say that the job that someone without a degree does is worth less than a job that someone with a degree or trade certification does? That's not fair. It devalues those who didn't go to school. There's always been this myth perpetuated, and it's not always been a myth, but more lately, with inflation and stagnant wages for the lower class people, it's been said that sink your money into college or university and get a better job. That ain't it, Chief. No, that ain't it. Because the thing is, the money you make with a college degree is a lot of times only negligibly more than the money you'd make at a job without it. And at that point, you're in debt from student loans most likely, because with the rates, with tuition rates going up, it's hard to pay for school. You can get student loans, but you have to pay those back. And you're paying those back for 20, 30, 40 years sometimes. And a lot of times it's just the interest. The principal never goes down. So it makes the idea of higher education not seem so magnificent as it did back in the 70s, when you could go to college and get a much better paying job and feed your family and buy a house and buy a car and afford medication. That work was worth more then. But in today's society, that's not really the case. And it devalues people. A person should not have to put their bodies into bad shape doing manual labor, or put their wallets into bad shape paying for college, getting that job that does pay more, but with the student loans to offset it, is it really any different? Are you really any better off? I don't think so. So we really need an overhaul of the system. The capitalist society that the United States is in now is simply not working. It's not functional. It keeps the bottom level people at the bottom and the top level people at the top. The rich get richer while we continue to struggle. And that's not right. That's not fair. People who need assistance just to get by, it's not fair to them. A lot of times, they probably don't want that assistance. But it's so hard to get out from under the crumbling structure of the job system that we are currently in. And it's not a change that's going to happen overnight. It's not a change that's going to happen in a day, a week, a month, or even a year. It's going to take many, many, many years for this situation to be resolved. But it can be. We are worth more than what we are being paid. Even if you are in a higher skill, if your complaint is that you're getting paid the same amount as a McDonald's worker, your issue isn't with the McDonald's worker, it's with your employer. They should be paying you more. Get paid what you feel you are worth. We are not getting paid our worth. Our jobs are buying our time at what they feel is an appropriate rate. It's time to tell them that the rates that they see are appropriate are not. We deserve more. And we shouldn't be lumped into this skilled versus unskilled labor debate, because all labor requires skill. Every job you do requires a skill, and we should be paid adequately. To summarize, I'm putting a graphic up here on the screen that you can see, just in case you missed any of that or want to see it in writing, and I will also have that link available for download for that chart as well. That is all for this episode of Wes's Corner. I would like to see some discussion in the comments. Please always like, comment, and subscribe, and click that notification bell to be notified of future videos. Once again, thanks for visiting Wes's Corner. Have a good day. Goodbye.